At this station, you are inside a two-story square bastion. The first floor is set up as a tavern area, a gathering place for the trappers and traders. Mr. Lupton would have both business dealings with his traders and would entertain guests here too. Little actual information is known of the exact layout of Fort Lancaster. However, based both on the experience of Mr. Lupton as well as what is known of the layout of the other trade forts in the region, a reasonable set of assumptions were made about the layout of this reconstruction of Fort Lancaster. In 1835, when Lancaster Lupton was serving as a lieutenant in the 1st Dragoons under Colonel Henry Dodge, he took part in the 2nd Dragoon expedition that left Fort Leavenworth on the Missouri River. This expedition proceeded along the Blue and Platte Rivers, down the south branch of the Platte River, down along the front range of the Rockies, and to the Arkansas River. Heading back east along the Arkansas, the expedition stopped at Bent's Fort, which was built in 1833 by William and Charles Bent. Here, the expedition spent 5 days, enough time for Lieutenant Lupton to note the design of the fort and to hear the stories of traders and trappers. Bent's Fort, or Fort William as it was referred to initially, was basically rectangular in shape, with protective bastions and opposing quarters of the outer walls. The living quarters of Mr. Bent were on a second level above the general noise and dust and dirt of the ground level of the fort. Lieutenant Lupton probably noted the general layout of Bent's Fort, as well as the location of Charles Bent's living quarters on the second level. Upstairs in this bastion are what were likely quarters for guests or the fort bourgeois or the head clerk. Lancaster Lupton was on the road, either traveling back to Missouri to sell his hides and to get new trade goods, or visiting his outlying trader locations. Lancaster employed traders who went out and established winter quarters near tribal encampments. These quarters could have been a cabin or a lodge teepee. Lancaster was away from the fort 6 to 7 months of the year. When he was at the fort, he would conduct business in the bastion with his traders and guests, perhaps with a drink of whiskey from the States, or from Taos, the infamous Taos Lightning.